Hi guys, my name is Stephanie and I am back with another DIY. Today I'm going to be showing you how to clean out your dryer vent from outside and inside of the house to get a completely clean dryer vent. I bought a dryer vent cleaning kit recently that I've been wanting to test out, and my washer had a leak this week, so I thought no better time than the present. I'm going to take care of the dryer while I'm back here. So as you can see, when I pulled the dryer away from the wall, the duct came off and I already had a bunch of lint fall out of that ductwork. That's about 3 years of lint buildup in my dryer. And guys, you don't want to go that long between cleanings. I had been procrastinating about this and it's not great. There are about 3,000 dryer lint related fires every year in the US. So you want to keep that dryer and the ductwork clean of lint to prevent fires, but also cleaning out all of that lint is going to help your dryer dry your clothes faster. That's going to save you money in the long run, and it's also going to save you time. Now, I want to point out that I have an electric dryer, so I could just easily pull that away from the wall. If you have a gas dryer, you have to turn off and disconnect that gas before you pull it away from the wall. I gave all of the external ductwork, the wall, and the back of the dryer a quick clean with a dust brush. Then I was ready to get started with that dryer cleaning kit. But first, have a look at all of the lint that built up in that ductwork. That is a lot, guys. That is a dangerous fire hazard, and it's also making my dryer work a lot harder to get my clothes dry. I scooped all of the easy to remove lint out with my hands and kind of shook the dryer vent to remove any of the loose lint. Then I grabbed one of the two brushes that my kit came with and started scrubbing away at that ductwork. This skinnier brush is actually for the inside of the dryer, but I thought I might be able to get a lot loose with it, the skinnier brush. Once I saw all of that lint that was coming out of there, I realized I needed to get that bigger brush out and start working at it with that bigger brush. And just a quick tip, if you have asthma or allergies to dust, you might want to wear a mask because it does get pretty dusty when you're using these brushes. Most of the dryer vent cleaning kits that you find online have typically the same things in them, so they're all pretty much the same. I'll link to the one I'm using in the description below just in case you need it. That pole can be extended, so it's got a bunch of different segments. They're about 18 inches or 24 inches each segment, and they screw together. You are supposed to tape those together with electrical tape, especially if it's going to be in really long ductwork, to prevent them from coming apart inside of your ductwork. I didn't tape mine together because I am working with just a short section of ductwork, so if it did come apart, I knew I could get it out. But just in case, if you've got long ductwork, again, use that electrical tape to tape it together. So I want to say that some people use drills to clean out their dryer ducts. Some people use shop vacs, but most people don't have those things at home. And a lot of people don't also know how to disconnect that ductwork from the wall. So I have all the tools I need to disconnect it, but I wanted to see what would happen if I didn't disconnect the ductwork. Is it actually going to get clean? So be sure to stick around and see what happens when I do disconnect that ductwork and how much lint actually comes out after all of the work that I did without disconnecting it. So in addition to using the scrub brush to scrub inside of the ductwork and in the back of that dryer, I also was using my vacuum to suction up anything that was loose. Now I want to point out what I was worried about with this flexible ductwork. Where the ductwork goes outside of my house is much lower than the rest of the ductwork. So I was afraid there was a bunch of lint gathering there at the bottom of that ductwork that the duct cleaning kit just couldn't get out. So I grabbed both of my brushes again and I went outside to start cleaning the dryer vent from outside the house. Once again, a lot more lint than I expected was coming out of that dryer vent. I sped this up a lot, but I must have spent at least 5 minutes scrubbing from the outside of the house. I spent 5 minutes inside when I was scrubbing the vent inside the house. So that's 10 minutes of scrubbing, and I thought I must have gotten most of that dryer vent lint out of there. But now let's go back inside. I'm going to disconnect that ductwork and show you how much was still left inside, even though I thought I had cleaned it without disconnecting it. So luckily it was pretty easy to remove that strap connecting that ductwork to the wall. I pulled that out and I started shaking out and pulling out all of the stuff that was inside that ductwork. You might notice my brush was in there too, so it did come unscrewed. And that was at a point where I couldn't have used electrical tape to secure it to the pole anyway. So just be careful that you're not twisting when you're using these brushes inside of your ductwork because it does unscrew them. Okay guys, look at how much more lint came out after I disconnected that ductwork. So as I suspected, all of that lint was collecting right in that bend, right in the bottom of that ductwork where I couldn't pull it out with the brushes from the outside or inside of the house. So it's really important to disconnect your ductwork. Make sure you get everything super clean. And in case you've never cleaned out your dryer vents before, I want to point out that that lint that is coming out of that ductwork is a lot thicker and clumpier than the stuff that you get out of the front when you're just cleaning it out for every load. So that thicker lint is definitely blocking the airflow. And another thing that can block your airflow is a bent vent pipe. So don't push your dryer too far back against that wall. It will compress your vent pipe. You want to have a nice wide pipe to have proper airflow. In the beginning of this video, you might have noticed that my vent had a little bit of a dent in it. All I did was stick my hand inside of that ductwork and kind of push it out. It's super malleable. You can easily push the dents out and get it looking nice and round and full again to get proper airflow. All right, we've got one last spot that we have to clean out, and that is the front of your dryer. So of course you need to be cleaning that lint trap after every load of laundry. So I always clean my lint trap actually right before I do the next load. I know a lot of people do it after. Let me know in the comments what you find is easier. Whatever it is though, whatever your habit is, make it a habit of always doing it before or after every load, because it is super important to keep that lint clean again. Of course, it prevents fires, but like I said before, it also lets your dryer get your clothes dry faster. So that skinny brush that came with that dryer vent cleaning kit is perfect for scrubbing away inside of this small area. Once you scrub the inside of that area clean with that brush, you can then grab an attachment for your vacuum, one of those really thin, skinny attachments for your vacuum to vacuum out all of the loose dust that's then at the bottom of that area. So again, this is another cheap tool that you can get on Amazon or a hardware store, and it's perfect for cleaning out your dryer vents. Do this every 3 to 6 months, depending on how much you use your dryer, just to be sure and be safe and make sure that your dryer is operating properly. And while you've got that vacuum out, go ahead and vacuum out all of the crevices in your lint trap too. Just get everything super clean. Okay guys, that's it for how to clean your dryer vent from inside and outside of your home. I hope this helped give you some valuable tips. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Thanks!